My thoughts have never been clearer. I see what you're doing to me now. They lie, they steal, they fooled us. Deep down I probably knew that. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect.
Okay, this is so weird. But we're not going to worry about it. You know what happened?
What happened?
So I fixed everything else. You know, it's always one little glitch somewhere here or there. So I tagged you in it. So your name is up there. But what happened was my intro, I should have updated my video clip. The one that I did from Thursday. Like picture. But
really? It's saying that you're live in the group.
I'm alive in the group.
Wait,
and I'm
you're
also
going in and out. Okay, I'm not seeing the tag from your page.
It should be there.
It's saying that, it's not showing. It's not giving me the option to share it to my people.
Hold on.
That's weird. Girls tag. Go get this working right.
It is. It normally does. Okay. Your name is in there.
Yeah, it's not weird. Even like if I go to your page.
Look on the live.
It's telling me in the sister. It's saying you're live in Sisters Rising Together, but I can't share that to my page.
It's actually in both of them though, but hold on 1 second. I'm actually on my main page looking at it. And it does say
good evening, ladies. That's so weird. That is not showing. Like it's not even coming up for me on your page for me to share it.
This is weird. And I'm wondering why. And it's crazy because I'm looking dead at it.
Oh no, literally. Let me try another device because sometimes devices be tripping. Let me see if it'll come
know how technology gets a little wonky.
Oh yeah.
Let me see something.
Yeah, it's not coming up on any of my devices.
Hold on. Hello, everyone. We are live and we are in living color. We are with you. And we are getting ready to start our interview. So we haven't forgotten. Don't go anywhere. Stay here with us. And it is a live chat. And I tagged you below it too, which is crazy. Literally, I just tagged you below it as well.
That is so crazy. Yeah, and it's not coming up for me.
Hold on. I'm going to do one more thing.
It's just the only one that's coming up is in the group. Okay, babe.
Copy link. And we are going to... Oh, I can't post on your page.
Can you send it to me, the link, and then I post it, or would that work or no?
Yep, I'm sending it to you right now. That's what I'm getting ready to do. Which is so crazy.
But yeah, because I figured it just would have popped up. Because anything else you've done just pops up, and then I'll hold on. Let me see. Copy. Let me see if this works. On my page. And normally it comes up, for permission to post on my profile, and I'll be like, yeah.
I'm like, I'm literally, and I'm like, your name is right there. What is going on?
Yeah, it's just showing as a link. It's not even.
Oh Lord,
That's so weird.
that is very weird.
Let me see.
It never does that.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
wondering
what that
if
means.
live. Let me see. Live. And everything looks weird on the phone anyway.
Yeah, I'm on my iPad and everything, and it's still not. Let me go to my page and see if it looks. That's so weird. It's not showing me. It's showing the little bubble that you're live, but it's not showing.
Someone is watching.
You know what I'm saying? It's not showing.
Yep. We have a Facebook user said, "Good evening, ladies." Who is this?
Yeah, they said that a couple of minutes ago.
I'm just now getting
Huh?
that. I just saw it. It just says Facebook user, but it
Because like
doesn't
I
say.
put the link. Yeah, I put the. I'm sorry, I put the link on my page, and the link is there, but it's not showing the video.
I'm
That's
not
so
sure what is
weird.
going on. That is very weird. Okay, we're gonna move forward, and we'll figure this thing out in a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, then.
Do we have a full moon going on? It should
I don't know.
automatically allow you to.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I am live. We are. I did tag you. Your name is
You
highlighted
are
in blue.
live.
But okay.
Yeah, but it's
we're
just
gonna-
it's for whatever reason it's tagging me in the one and sisters together, sisters rising together. But I can't share that to my page.
no, you can't.
One and
Yeah,
sisters
so
together, sisters rising.
I don't get it.
Okay. It's saying it's giving me this thing, but I wish I'd have seen this before. It says stream this to your audience, but then I'd have to set up an account and everything, and I don't want to take any more time away from
Right. I don't
what
get
we're
it.
doing. But I need my people to see what I'm doing.
Right. Okay. I'm not sure what this thing is doing.
It's not even. Let me see something. Yeah, it's showing you're live.
Yeah. I'm not
It's
sure.
not showing the live stream.
I don't get it. I'm not sure. It's on my page, but it's there. I'm not sure why you're not seeing it. Okay. Someone is on there.
Said you were okay. There's somebody else because it's saying now you were live and your video will be available soon.
Okay, that was one. Page. I don't get because it doesn't show you as part of that, as part of this. You know what I'm saying? It's not connected to this. So I'll have to figure out what happened, and I'll talk to my other person and figure out what happened. But this is weird. Yeah. I'm not sure, but it's literally I am live on my page, and I know I'm on the page in the group, but we're gonna go ahead on and move forward. But you will get a copy of it, no doubt, and they will be able to see it on your page. Okay. So hello everyone. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. We're trying to figure out what's going on, and I will be talking to my girl Therese to help me see where we need to fix that glitch at, so we can go ahead and move forward. But in the meantime and in between time, I want to say hello to everyone out there. Thank you for coming on board. I am with you today with a dear friend of mine all the way from New Jersey.
No, well, from the Bronx, New
The
York, but
Bronx.
I'm in the Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. All right. And this is my dear friend Lizsolette Williams. And Lizette, I know how to say your name all of a
This
sudden. My
Solette. I
brain is.
know, girl. It's a tongue tie. This Solette.
She
This
is a spiritual
Solette.
life
Mm-hmm.
coach, a Reiki master teacher, and she's an intuitive Reiki master. Let's make sure we put that in there. And I'm going to ask her later on to break that down for us so we can understand what it is. So everyone, help me welcome Lizsolette to the Healing Factor. Welcome, honey. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Oh, wow. So I guess you want me to just jump right on in, right? So,
Go for it, honey.
okay. So I'm just like, okay. So,
Take your time.
hi, everybody. So I wanted to come on here to share, my story, and it's been a long journey. It's been from childhood trauma to religious abuse and dogma to spiritual life coach and intuitive Reiki master teacher. So you can imagine I went from one extreme all the way to the next. So growing up in the Bronx was very interesting. The first traumatic experience I remember, I was 4 years old. And I remember standing in the kitchen. It was like the yellow walls and everything. And my mom and dad started arguing. And it was literally the first argument I ever had. So you can imagine I'm 4. I don't know what's going on with mommy and daddy, why they're arguing. And my father was getting ready to leave for work. And my mom asked him to throw out the trash. And he literally snapped off and he was like, I'm tired of this. I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. And I'm in shock. And I'm standing there frozen, and my dad comes storming out the room. He walked right past me. He didn't look at me. He didn't hug me. He didn't say goodbye. He left, and he was true to his word. He did not come back. So while I was still trying to process the pain and the shock of that, my mom came out the room crying. She had this, I remember it was this real big, thick, red Catholic Bible. And she grabbed me by the hand and pulled me into the living room. She was like, get on your knees. And she's sobbing, she's crying, she's hysterical. She opens up the Bible, and some saint, I don't remember what saint, but she had money in one hand, and she was holding my hand, and she started praying and begging and asking God for money. So I'm still trying to figure out what happened with daddy. Why did daddy leave? Right. And before I could even really grasp, here's this other thing with my mom begging for money.
Wow.
So I might have seen my father 5 times after that. I have an older brother and sister from his first marriage. And I was, daddy's little girl. So I'm excited, daddy's coming to get me. We're going to see each other in about 5 minutes before it would be time for him to come and get me. The phone would ring. And he used to call me Bambino. And my mom be like, your father wants to talk to you. He like, hey, Bambino, sorry, but I can't come see you today. I'm with your brother and sister. So you can imagine I'm 4. Dad leaves. He doesn't say goodbye to me. And every time he's supposed to come and see me, he can't because he's with my brother and sister, who, mind you, I actually knew them. We would spend time together. So I personalize that as I'm the reason he left. It has to be me because I'm the only one he doesn't want to spend time with. So that shaped my whole worldview of myself, not being worthy of love. I remember like the thought, if my father can't love me, what man ever will, And that was something that as 4, I had that thought. And I remember it like it was like yesterday.
Wow.
And so, life goes on, of course. And then my mom gets with my stepfather, who was an alcoholic. And so we had to move from where we were living because he would come home late. He was part owner to a bar. So he had money, but he was very manipulative and controlling. So my mom, to deal with his alcoholism, she became a functioning weekends alcoholic. She would be drunk Friday after work all the way through Saturday night into Sunday morning. She'd sober up, be at work fine Monday through Friday, and then come home drunk. Just this repetitive cycle. And my stepfather was like verbally abusive. So I remember reaching out to family saying, hey, I can't take this no more. Can I come stay with you guys? Because I used to spend the summers with my cousins in New Jersey. And my uncle, who was more like a father to me back then, was like, sorry, we can't, that will destroy your mother. So that told me nobody cares about me. Liso got to look out for Liso because ain't nobody helping Liso. Y'all worried about it's going to destroy her, but I'm telling you, I feel like I'm dying living in this house. And of course, I didn't understand. My mom had her own pain and she had her own things that she needed to heal from. When you're a kid growing up, all you know is your mom, your dad, and your expectations of them. And my mom and I had really gotten close. And then I was angry with her because she let this man in the house and he was just toxic. And then he was verbally abusive to her, verbally abusive to me. So that was just like a whole scenario. I'm not even going to get into being molested when I then raped as a teenager. Just like all this different trauma that I experienced really shaped the belief that I had about myself and my worth, that I wasn't worth anything. And if the only thing I was good for was sex, that's bottom line, that's how I felt. And so I kept finding myself getting older, getting in relationships with guys who would always leave me for somebody else, right? Repeating my father. I was meeting my father all over again in these relationships. So I never went to church growing up because my mom said she was raised Catholic and she was forced. She didn't want that to happen to me. And she didn't want to do that to me, excuse me. So my mom ended up passing away in 1995 on St. Patty's Day. And fortunately, our relationship had healed and had bonded before she passed, because I had to make the decision to either harbor this anger or to forgive her. And I was engaged at the time. And I had saw their relationship and it made me miss the closeness with my mom. And my mom had been stopped drinking, the stepfather being gone, but I was still holding on to the anger. And one day I just said, I'm not going to argue with her no more. And it just shifted the whole dynamic of our relationship. We got really cool, really close. And I'm grateful that when she passed, me and her were like, like this, thicker than thieves. And so when I ended up getting a job offer out of college to come to Charlotte, North Carolina, I went to college late. I was, a single mom. Even though my daughter's father's always been in her life, we just wasn't together. And it just was insane how I got to Charlotte and I was like, oh, I could start going to church now, right? So I start going to church and I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, I felt like all my life I've been this horrible person and I'm going to prove myself to God. And, God first loved me, so I'm going to commit my life to God. I'm just going to go all in. And when I say I went all in, I went all in. I got licensed and ordained as a minister and elder in the church. I was consecrated into the office of the prophetess. And I felt like, yes, I'm finally living the life that I should be. I'm finally in the right space. I'm finally doing something good with my life. Because, you start asking yourself those questions, why am I here? There has to be more to life than this. And so that was the path that I went down. I didn't know that I still had a lot more to learn and a lot more healing. I had forgiven my mother. I had forgiven my father. I had forgiven my stepfather. I had even forgiven myself for a lot of stuff.
Okay.
but I didn't understand the mindsets that I was still in and the patterns um, of not being unworthy and not lovable, and how those different things were just putting me in a situation where I would be up and down, excuse me, lack, have good seasons, lack, then have good seasons. And I didn't understand because it got to a point where the last church that I was really involved in, I was really deeply in. I was armor bearer to both pastors. I was a church
Mm-hmm.
administrator. I was over the single women's ministry, over the praying ministry. Did I say church administrator? I think I did, right? But I also cleaned the church. Me.
It's a lot.
I was doing all of that, right? That's a lot. And here's the thing for a season, I did it with ease. Anything they asked me to do, I did it with ease. And I was not, and not just with ease, with excellence.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I did, the more was required.
Of course. Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I got to the point, yeah, I got to a point where I started getting frustrated because the more I was giving of myself, the more my life was drying up. And I don't understand this because I'm looking at the word saying one thing, I'm moving in this space, I'm serving, crucifying my flesh, I'm doing all these things from a place of wanting to have servitude and love to God, but yet it's never enough. And I just didn't understand. And I would hear the spirit within tell me, say no. But I was so bound in fear. I thought that that was the devil trying to deceive me so that I could go to hell. Because I had this fear, you can't talk to back to the man or woman of God. Like, that when they tried that with Moses, God opened up the earth and he swallowed all them jokers. I'm not trying to go down that way. You're not gonna get me like that. That was my thing. And I sometimes I picture the spirit now and be like, Lord, this one, she just don't get it. She's not getting it. It's not, I'm trying to tell her this is not my will for you. And it literally took, sometimes when you're just really in a quiet space and you can hear spirit so clearly. I was just in this space one day and spirit said, you have more faith in the devil than you do me. And you see how I was like,
It's
and when
deep.
spirit checks you like that, what you gonna say? But I was like, you're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. And it was that where I had to start trusting the little promptings. And then it was like I was still going to this church, still doing all these things, but I'm frustrated because now I'm like, yo, your pastors are tripping. So I was like, God, you need to get in their face because I'm still trying to be respectful to you, but this joker is tripping. When you going to handle your pastor? Handle your pastor. Right? And it got so bad. Like at this point, I'm gonna give you a quick example. At this time, I didn't have a car, right? And the road signs that people put out for like the elections and stuff. He wanted me to put them out. Okay, you want me to put them out? He had cars. He wouldn't let me use any car, but he wanted me to put them out, not just in front of the church. We're talking 2, 3, 4 miles down the road. And I'm like, I didn't have a car. Why didn't you call somebody? Okay. You want to hear how it gets worse? They're road signs. You put them in the dirt. He got mad at me and blamed me when they got dirty and told me how I don't have a spirit of excellence because the dirt from the road got on the road sign. I should be driving around or having people drive me around so I could wipe them off and keep them clean. This is what I had subjected myself to, right? And when spirit literally, one day he came by and I was working at the church, it was just me. He came by and he snapped off on me about these road signs, and well, I don't know what to do with you, and he just was going off. And the spirit, at that point, I had already knew, okay, God, this is not you. This is not you at all.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was snapping off, he said, what should I do with you? I looked at him. I said, you do whatever God tells you to do. And he was like, he walked away. He didn't know what to say to that. So at that point, Spirit was like, showed me a vision of me being a tree deeply rooted. It said, let me uproot you. Don't do it yourself. From that point, when I tell you, I would hear Spirit so clear. He would say, do this. That's what he's going to say. Say this. That's what he's going to say. When he told me to send an email that this is your last day of service, you won't be coming back. So he's going to tell you, don't bother coming. He said, but you still go because I'm going to give him the opportunity to release you properly. He's not going to do it, but you still send the email anyway. Says, I tell you, I sent that email in verbatim. That's what that pastor said to me. Since you're not coming back and you're going to go to another church, don't bother coming back. And I still went. I said, whatever. Spirit told me to still go. And he did not release me. And then I heard Spirit say, I'm going to use you to help free others. I was like, oh, great. So I'm going to be demonized. And sure enough, that's what happened. You can't have me in a position like that and not release me in front of the people and think people aren't going to start noticing that the person who's your right hand is not there anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I never said anything bad about them. But I had people contacting me, like realizing you're gone, you're not here, you know, what's going on? And I said, yeah, it was just my time to go. He spent Sunday services and Bible study services just dogging me out the whole service, and then threatening people that if he saw them like anything I said on Facebook, and I wasn't saying nothing about the church, but if they liked any of my comments, commented, liked any of my posts, anything, he was threatening them. So I had people deleting me off Facebook. I had people not answering my phone calls anymore because they said, if you like her and you go be with her, you can't come back here. If I see you posting or commenting on her stuff, you can't come back here no more. So all these people who I've prayed with, had dinner with, spent time with them, I was like a nothing to them. And that really hurt. And that contributed to me staying in hiding for as long as I did and not really wanting to be seen, because I didn't want to go through that. Because religious people can be extremely cruel and mean, and they label it as love, but it's not, you know. So when I finally left, I was going to another church. The Spirit said, stop going to church. Let me show you how to be the church. But I went to this other church who was extremely prophetic, because I felt like my prophetic had been suffocated there. And they were like a prophetic defibrillator to me. Okay. And I kept getting called on the spot to give words. I was like, I ain't got no word. What you talking about? And I go up and something come out and they'd be like, that's all God. So it was just one of those things where I had to trust Spirit. Mm-hmm. And then after a couple of months of me being there, I got a word for them. Spirit had me literally locked in the room, locked in my house for a whole weekend, because I had asked God to, you know, return the joy of tithes to me, because I ain't feeling this no more. I need you to return that joy. And the Spirit locked me in for a whole weekend. And when I tell you, I had 16 pages of typed, it was typed out, seeing how that's not the mandate. You know, if you give him a cheerful place, but the mandate that the church was doing, the manipulation, when he took me to, you know, Malachi 3:10, shall a man rob God, but yet you rob God of the tithes and offerings. But then when you read the whole book, he wasn't talking to the people giving, he was talking to the people receiving the tithes. I was like, oh my God. So it was so much. So I sent this 16-page letter to the new pastors. Mm-hmm. And the pastor wanted $5,000 for a robe. And I said, how about we put our money together? Instead of getting a robe for a one-time ordination service, your assistant pastor's AC is broken and it's in the middle of summer. How about we all put our money together for that instead, you know? And so then I go to service thinking they've received everything from God. This is not going to be any different. Girl, they started trashing me from the pulpit. I was like, and I just stood up and started laughing because I was like, y'all lightweight. I just went through 5 years of literal hell. This is light work. And that's when the Spirit said, I told you stop going to church. Let me show you how to be the church. And that was my last experience of the organized religion. And at that point, I said, all right, it's just me and you, Spirit. How do we do it? And it's been such a beautiful journey because I had to, first I was angry at the church and I wanted to tear the church down. And then I went from being angry at the church to seeing, oh my goodness, this is little Lisa who was still looking for, love, to be loved and approved, from her dad leaving. So I was scared that if I didn't be the people pleaser, that I wouldn't be accepted, I wouldn't be loved. So I went from being angry to being grateful because I realized that even though it was a painful situation, it was used for my benefit to show me the pain, the cycles that I was not aware of. And so Spirit used the pain and everything that I had went through to show me the beliefs that I had about myself. And because it's easy to say you love yourself, but when you love yourself, you don't put yourself in situations where you can't even be authentic to who you are, where you're scared to say no because of retaliation. Loving yourself means you have those healthy boundaries as well. Exactly. And I didn't have any. So I had to learn that. And it took a few years of me, really just me and Spirit, just going back and forth, back and forth. And then that's when I started getting the understanding of the oneness. There's really no separation between us and Spirit. How if I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. But if I love you, I'm loving myself. Seeing the oneness, it was like, oh my goodness. And then it was like the whole thing about Jesus, right? And how Jesus came to be the living example of who we are. Jesus himself, and even if you look at it in the Bible,
it's amazing how some
even if you look at how Jesus, but look, I'm like, it took me forever, to get to this place. And so I'm like, all right, so Jesus, when he was washing the disciples' feet, they wanted to wash his. He said, no, I didn't come to be served. I came to serve. And I was like, oh my goodness, here we go. We put him on this pedestal and he told us, this is not why I am here. And then he prayed, Father, I pray that as we are one, they see that there are one and two. So I'm like, the whole purpose of Jesus was for us to see the power that's on the inside. Because I used to be like, where are the greater works? How come I don't see these greater works? I see greater suffering. I see greater depression. I see greater poverty, but I don't see healing. I don't see abundance. I don't see joy. I don't see love. I don't see any of that. I see the fakeness. I don't see people willing to be vulnerable. I don't see any of that. And
Candace said, wow, what a journey. Magnificent.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. So it was just such a beautiful journey. And it's still ongoing to this day. And I'll never forget. I never knew what Reiki was. I just heard of it. I knew it was some type of energy healing, but I didn't know what it was. And I had got to the place with when Spirit tells me to do something, I just do it. I'm like, okay, Reiki said, get your Reiki certification. Okay. I went Reiki certifications and I went to Reiki.org. I really connected with like the picture, this my instructor, my Reiki master. I saw her picture. I was like, I like her energy. I like her spirit. And I knew from before I took the first class, it's, the 1 and 2, then it's a master, then it's Karuna Reiki master, that I was to go through the whole process. When I tell you, I did 1 and 2 together. I worked with the energy for 6 months. I went and got my master. I worked with that for 6 months, and then I got the Karuna Reiki master. And I've been doing that ever since. And now it's been like this, I guess like 2 years from my Reiki journey. And so the intuitive part comes in for the prophetic giftings and, hearing. Sometimes I hear, sometimes I see, sometimes I just know things. And it's when I'm giving Reiki sessions, sometimes even like the mediumship is turning on.
Mm-hmm.
That was scary for me.
Channeling.
It's like, how do I tell people that? Because people people demonize everything. Well, I don't, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, how do I bring this up? Even the oracle cards and some tarot decks that I have, and it's just like, whoa! I said I went from being scared of everything to allowing spirit to guide me. Like I don't just jump in stuff. I have to feel the pull to it and feel like I'm being guided to it. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where I'm at now. And then Spirit had me create a 12-week coaching program called Bridge Back to Love. And so I help
Okay.
women get back to that place of love, that place of authenticity, tap into their divine power, tap into their divine identity, and release that fear so they can flow from a place of love in everything that they do, so they can be free to flow in their gifts, free to flow in their divine power. Because we as women, we've been under attack for so long. So long. The divine feminine has been under attack. And now it's the time for us to rise up. It's time for us. And it's time for the healthy man, you can tell because he has a balance of his masculine and his feminine.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we've been so stuck in the masculine, do, structure. But the intuition is the flow of the feminines. You need both.
Mm-hmm.
You need
We need
both. And so that's what I do. The bridge back to love. So that's been, in a nutshell, my journey from the childhood trauma to now being a spiritual life coach and an intuitive Reiki master teacher. Because I teach and certify others as well in the Reiki.
Okay. So my one question would be, during your healing process, how did it, I know God was working with you and he kind of shut you down, and because I'm familiar with it. That's exactly. So your healing journey was pretty much like mine, a self-healing journey. You pretty much was you and spirit,
Yep.
and you and God alone.
Me and spirit and me and God alone, because I understood it because I had so many other voices that I had listened to throughout my life, and I put them in a place that they didn't have no business. So when it came to my healing, spirit was like, this is just me and you. Nobody's gonna get no credit for this. You're gonna know that this is just me and you. I couldn't even open up the Bible. Like I couldn't read scriptures. I couldn't listen to anybody teaching anything. It was just me and spirit. I'm just now getting back into spirit. Scriptures are coming to me. I'm like, oh, that's what you meant by that. Whole new perspective on it. So
It's so
you feel me, right?
yes. It's so funny listening to your journey, because I'm like, wow, some of the things in our childhood is different, but
Mm-hmm.
they were both traumatic in their own ways. And my healing started in 1998, and the final part of that peak one part of that journey 20 years later. So then I took my I had to do some more healing. Just this year earlier, I took another certified coaching class, because I was already a Reiki certified Reiki master. I'm also a part of Metaphysical Science School, University of Metaphysics. So I have my bachelor's, working on my PhD. But this second part of the healing, it's just, people don't understand that healing it's an ongoing process. Something that you think you were over, and all of a sudden it pops up. Well, where'd you come from? How'd you get here? I was over you. I thought I was. And there's this little bit of trinket or something that pulls up you, triggers you, and you're like, okay, I need to address that. So I completely commend you on being able to understand that we need to go back to those things that we didn't even realize were the triggers and where we are now. And it's just so funny listening to you, because I'm like, we didn't have a voice at the time.
It's ongoing. Yeah, and it's ongoing. I just got triggered 2 weeks ago, and it was crazy because I was like, "What in the world?" Somebody who was, I don't know them personally, very wealthy, said they were going to give me something. Then they changed it, so like they gave it and took it back. Oh no, that's not what I meant. And I was like, I felt myself shutting down, and I was like, "Oh no, 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 no! What is this?" I was like, what? We don't do this no more. We don't shut down no more. So I really had to sit with that. And when I went to sleep, I had a dream. Some man was in my dream. I don't know who it was, but he like had money or whatever, and he was like trying to do something. And I was like, we don't do this no more. I'm not in partnership with you. And when I woke
Mhm.
up, my stepfather came to mind. Now,
Okay.
what came to mind was I was, I think, in middle school, and my mom and him came back with a whole bunch of clothes for the new school year, about 20 outfits. And I liked all of them except for one. And so he was like, you like all the outfits? I was like, I like them all. I just don't like that one. It was plaid. I was a kid. I didn't like plaid. He's like, you
I
don't
get.
like this. You don't get none of them. And he took all the outfits away. And my mom just stood there, and I was like, so that taught me, people who have money, control, manipulate, they'll give and they'll take away, da 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 da. So when the person did that, and I was like, dang, I forgave him. And you can forgive somebody, but you still got to deal with the mindset and the emotion, the energy behind it. Because it was like, it had nothing to do with me not forgiving him. It was that was still a pattern that was repeating in my life because the emotion of it was never dealt with. The
Emotion,
emotion wasn't
thought
released. And
process. Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't
I get it.
realize it. Don't realize it.
Yeah, so a lot of
Hmm.
people when they go to their healings and their counselors and their therapists, I'm already healed. I've already been through that. That was just a piece of it, baby girl. That was just a piece of it, baby boy. That was just a piece of it. But you can't tell everyone that because they don't realize it. But then all of a sudden it comes back and they don't like, okay, wait a minute. Next thing you know, they're triggered again and they haven't figured out that part of it's not done yet. That might have just opened the book to it, but it's not really
Hmm.
yet there. I'm really, and I've gotten to the point where I'm open to healing now, because I still have those moments in the back of my
Yeah.
head. I'll think of something like, nope, I'm good. Why did I think about that? What made me think of that? Why am I even thinking about it if nothing triggered me? So, okay, something's going on because I know and understand now that my thoughts are the things that bring people into my life, situations into my life because of whatever I'm thinking in my thought process. We're creating these situations and not even realizing it. And it's like, well, why did this happen to me? No, it happened for you so you could heal. you know
Yes.
I love it. So
Yes.
I'm so
And
proud
it's,
of you.
thank you. Thank you. It's been a long journey. And that's one of the things I really believe that, to now, now I know you went through it just with spirit as well. And it probably was long for you, what you would consider long. But I really believe, and I know this, that it took us as long as it did, so that when we
It
go out
needed
and
to.
serve, it won't take the other people that long. It'll
Hmm.
be accelerated. The healing will be accelerated. And that's one thing I had to own the value that I give, that it's spirit. It's spirit to spirit, so it's not about Lisa, the person. It's about me allowing spirit to flow through to serve the needs of others. It's like you said,
Hmm.
even when you read about Jesus, the healings, touched the hem of his garment, and he felt the energy, the healing energy departing from him. And the woman was made whole,
Hmm.
that she was in a place of surrender. She was allowing the healing to take place. And
That's
so
it.
it's like you have to be in a position where you understand, it's me, it's me. It's me against me. It wasn't my
Mhm.
mother, it wasn't my father, it wasn't my stepfather, that it wasn't the pastors, it wasn't the people who cut me off. They played the role for my healing.
Hmm.
They were
And they were
necessary in my journey for my healing.
exactly.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
But a lot of people don't.
That's
That's what I tell people, I can't, if you're still into the blaming and the victim mindset, I know I'm not for you, because the
hmm
people who come to me, they're ready to deal with self.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
You know the
still,
old saying.
look, even the card readings. Hmm?
You know the old saying.
What did you say,
When
beautiful?
the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. That's true. Even when I was doing things on Clubhouse, I started my Reiki journey on Clubhouse, doing Reiki sessions and doing oracle card readings. And one of the things that'll come up often, and to this day, I'm like, no, when people want me to give them readings about, is my boyfriend coming back? Is my wife coming back? No, we're not talking about that. And but I don't understand it. I can, other readers talk, I'm like, okay, and that's fine. If you want, I said, you came to me for a reason. And I'm letting you know that what this session is going to be about is what's for your highest good. Because one, out of spiritual integrity, I'm not going to be sitting here trying to read somebody else's energy who, one, is not here, and two, has not given me permission to do so. And three, I'm not here to be your fortune teller because they
Exactly.
have free will. So let's talk about what is going on within you that is making you feel like your value is tied to whether or not this person stays or goes out of your life. Let's talk about what's going on the inside of you. And usually they're like, oh, okay, but then and I know you get it. You can tell
Mm-hmm.
when just people, they're saying they get it, but they're still
Most
trying to
people,
make it about the other person.
yeah. Most people, it gets to that point where it's just like a child, a person that'll come to you and be like, you're trying to help them to figure things out, and every time you say something, it's like, yeah, I know, yeah, okay. Basically, they're not trying to hear what you have to say. They're basically just trying to
Mhm.
be heard, or they want you to piggyback on what they say or agree with them and be on their side, but
Yeah.
they're really not trying to be healed. They're not ready for it. So it's all false. It's
Mhm.
not real. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get by. I don't have time for that. So,
Mhm.
I really gotten to the point
Yeah.
where I put my services out there, but people will let you know. People are watching you even when you don't think they are, even when they're not responding or saying anything. They will reach out to you when their spirit is ready, when they're ready to really take on that journey, because some people are really scared. And it's okay. It's completely okay. And I've learned to deal with that. It's fine because I've learned to love people where they are. So, it's just a
That's
journey,
it.
but it's been a wonderful
Yes.
journey, because I was at that place too. We both were, we all are.
Mhm.
So, what can
Woo,
I
girl.
what can I tell everywhere? If someone wanted to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you if they want to have Reiki done, or if they want you to be a coach or counselor for them? How can they reach you?
Oh, definitely on my Facebook, which is my first name, Lizsolette. You don't have to put the Williams. That'll come up. Or if they even want to go to my link tree
Okay,
slash my
what's your
first name, that they can actually, huh? Can you hear
what
me?
is the address for your link tree?
It's my first name. It's the link tree slash Lizsolette. And there, if they can even, they can book a 30-minute discovery call. That's free for the Bridge Back to Love 12-week program. They can book a 15-minute Reiki session, or a 15-minute reading, or if they know that they're called to get
Mm-hmm.
to get their Reiki certification, I have a Reiki like clarity call as well. Because some people they feel they're called to it, but
Mm-hmm.
because of training that they had, a lot of people think that it might interfere with their spiritual beliefs. But Reiki is not it's not tied to any religion. It's literally the spirit, the spirit of God, creator, universe, source, whatever they classify, is that energy coming through you, and you're a conduit for the energy going to the person. But they get what they need, but the practitioner gets what they need too. So it's a double blessing. So everybody gets what they need.
Okay, good deal. Glad to. Yes.
Mhm.
You know what? This has been a good
Yes.
interview. And I am so glad that you got to come on here and share your story. And it's in our
Thank
group.
you.
It's on my page, even though it doesn't say it. It's on my YouTube. So what I'm gonna do is make sure that you get my YouTube link when this is over so you can share it on all your pages.
Okay, beautiful.
I
That
will make
works.
sure that
That
you have
works.
it, and I'm wondering if it has to do with the fact that you actually don't have StreamYard downloaded. So that may be it because you're a guest.
Okay.
That
Okay.
may be it
That might
because
be
I know.
because like after we were talking, it says yeah.
Mhm.
It says stream this to your audience, but we were already on live before I noticed it, and it says sign up for
Mhm.
free. So that's probably why.
That might have been
And
it.
then maybe after you end yeah. But even after you end it, it's probably going to post to your page, right?
Yeah, it probably will. And then either way it goes, I'll make sure that you are tagged in it. You're gonna definitely get it's always gonna be on my YouTube page, but I'm gonna definitely gonna get you that link, and then you can share that all on your pages, and so they will definitely get it. And we will get this going, girly. But I do want to say thank you for coming on again. I appreciate you
Thank you for
coming
having
on.
me.
And I appreciate hearing your
Thank
story because it's like I
you.
said, it's almost like listening to mine. Almost. So similar.
Mhm.
So similar. And I really
Isn't
hope a
it?
lot of people, if you want to reach
Yeah.
Lizsolette, you can reach her. See, I'm so used to calling you Liz. It's like,
I
but it's
know, I
Lizsolette.
know. It's all good.
I'm learning how to pronounce your name. Say it one
Lizsolette.
more time. Lizsolette.
Lizsolette. Mm-hmm.
Lizsolette. Okay. So,
Lizsolette. Yep.
okay. So I am going to keep in touch with you as always. Um, and
Yes, ma'am.
anyone that you want to reach out to her, look at her name. It's on Facebook. That's her name on Facebook. You can also again reach her at link on her link tree if you want to sign up for classes. Is that the right link? Did I type it in right?
Yeah, I know the link tree has like it has like a dot in it, but if they know link tree, they got a weird thing the way that they do it. Link tree. Hold on. I think it's yeah, it's LINKR dot EE and then my name slash then my name. It's weird that the way
Dot.
that they do it.
Yeah, that is different. Okay, L I
So it's
N.
the link TRLINKRT dot EE and then / my first name. So
Yeah,
they
it's
have
so
the tree
weird.
split up. Yeah, it's weird.
LINKT.EE /
LINKTR dot EE
Okay,
/
got it.
Lizsolette.
Now I can show it. There it is. That's so weird.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. You got it.
Okay, so if you
I'm
want to
so
reach her
grateful for
for
you. Thank you.
yes, I've been meaning to do this for the
Hmm?
longest. So I'm trying to catch up with everyone to try to get them on the show because I really believe that
Yeah.
your stories need to be told because I'm trying to get women to open up and share their stories to help
Oh, yeah.
other women come out of their corners of where they've been in life. It's okay to talk. It's okay to voice your story. It's okay, even if you're in the middle of your healing, even if you're at the beginning and you don't know. The fact that you can come on here and talk about
Yep.
your story. Now, I will say that some people can't because they may be in some very sensitive parts in their life. They can't
Yep.
be on here live. They probably can't talk about it because of they can put their lives or their children's lives or their family's life in danger. But you know what, when you come up out of that and you're able to do it, I want you to come on here because I want you to let every other woman know that you're not alone. we're not alone in this. We are in this
Yes.
together. We are literally one, no matter what you say. We are all in this together. We are one. If I hurt, you hurt. If you hurt, I hurt. You know, this whole world, this is how this goes. So I'm hoping I pray that you all enjoy this show. If you want to be on the show, The Healing Factor, contact me here on Facebook at Melvina Ford. This is my page, MELVINIAFORD. Contact me there, or you can email me at one of those email addresses and we can talk, or you can inbox me on Facebook and Messenger. You know, contact me if you want to be on the show. I will welcome you. And this is not just for women, although my goal is to help women. But if there's a man out there that has a story because they are going through whatever they're going through as well, and their story needs to be told, I welcome you as well. Seriously, I want you to know that. And with that being said, we're going to sign off right now. I love you all. Take care. Until the next time here on The Healing Factor. 1 second. Here we go.
My thoughts have never been clearer. I see what you're doing to me now.